everybody, welcome to Imola. We are live here for the Top Fuel Racing Series, Top Fuel IndyCar Series. About to go green flag here in a couple minutes. Still got qualifying and all that good stuff to work through. Coming here, second road course of the season for these guys. We're now in week number 7. And I'm going to be honest, looks very interesting here. 17 turns on this 3-mile track. You see some cars out here practicing. This track very tricky, a lot of little hairpin turns. It's okay though. Luckily the IndyCar can handle these turns, so that is one good thing about it. These guys have been in here practicing long and hard over the past few hours, and we got a pretty good field out here tonight, to be honest, for a road race. 14 drivers to be exact. Not too bad for a road race. A lot of guys do not have this track, so definitely good to see some people coming out, and it should be fun. Right now, Nate Seifker up on top of the board with John Poole and Rick Ravon back in third place. Chris Walker and Brandon Ryan. I was a little bit cautious about this race tonight because iRacing, you've seen the Season 4 build update. That actually releases tomorrow. So it got pushed back a day. I was a little bit worried because I'm not the biggest fan personally of broadcasting on build days because you never know what can happen to the server. Luckily, that got pushed back to tomorrow, and I have no broadcast tomorrow at all. So that is good news for that. So luckily, they pushed everything back by day, so it's good. But yeah, coming in here tonight, this season has been everything but bad. I'm just going to be honest with you. It has been action-packed week in and week out. We've only had one two-time winner in here, and that is Mr. Rick Ravon, winner at Circuit Spa, the first road course of the season, and the first race of the season. And then Gateway, he picked up the win. Nate Seifert comes in here looking to do that. He won last week at Texas Motor Speedway, and he's trying to go back-to-back here. Ronnie Osmer, I don't think is actually in here. I'd have to double-check. He is not, so we are looking to try to have another two-time winner, maybe, or maybe a first-time winner. Points just getting super close here. We're only in week 7. We still got quite a bit of ways to go. 13 weeks to be exact, including tonight. So, let's see here. Standings so far this season. Mr. Rick Ravon leading Scott Brinson. Brinson needs to have a good turnaround after last week. We'll see if he's able to do it. So far, 16 points up, 37 back to Mark Walker. Mike Grandy back in 4th place, actually picked up a spot. And there is Nate as well. He picked up 5 spots, the biggest, actually the second biggest gainer last week's race. Travis Bennett being the first with 12 points. But Nate sits in 5th. Chris Walker, Kevin O'Brien, Brandon Ryan, and Ernie Ludwig, and Timothy Bates. I want to thank all the sponsors of tonight's broadcast. iRacing iFlag, Ferg PC, or FEG PC, I apologize. Check them out. iRacing iFlag, FEGPC.com. Check out one of the best computer builders there is. I'm just going to be honest with you. So check him out. It is FEGPC.net. I do apologize. And on Facebook, same as iRacing iFlag, iRacingIFlag.com. Use promo code Esports 2019. Get 15% off your first purchase with the iRacing iFlag. And I believe the FEGPC also has a sale going on right now on a very nice PC as well. So anyway, about to go green flag here in a few minutes. Qualifying is about to happen. You see the countdown ticking down. Nate Seifker going to be your fastest here at Imola in the first or the final practice session. These guys have had lots of practice sessions here this week, as you see a couple cars running off track, but it's okay. As practice closes out, and then the pit road and qualifying will be open. And we're going to kind of go back and forth here just a little bit, guys. This is a 19-minute qualifying session, so, you know, I don't know if we're going to commentate the whole thing, but we're going to do quite a bit of it at least. So anyway, let's see who's coming out first. I think this might actually be open qualifying. There it is. You see a bunch of guys coming out. Kevin O'Brien coming out. He had a good run back in Texas. Who's our first car? Actually, I believe it's Chris Walker. No, it is not. I lied. Might be John Poole. It is. You see this Star Track machine working through a couple little chicanes here. Definitely a technical track. This track right here was built way back in the day. I believe it opened up. When was it? I seen it. 1940. Let's see. I gotta find it again. I don't know when it opened, guys. I'll be honest with you. I'm sorry. It was looked like 1953 is when they actually ran the first race here. Could be a little bit wrong, I believe, from what I'm seeing, 1953. Anyway, nonetheless, 17 turns here at the famous track. Watching right now, John Poole working through this very tricky place, coming to the start-finish line as he heads down into turn number 1. And I'm not going to try to pronounce these names, guys. I would butcher this. It's turn 2, 3, and 4 right here. Up this little straightaway. This is a green flag lap. Chris Walker so far with the fastest lap. He was behind the pit line, so that is why we see this. I believe we got somebody in here making a return tonight. And we do. Mr. ESB in himself, Sam Cooper Bennett. And I butchered this, so I got to fix it. Running a special paint scheme here tonight in memory of the racer Hubert that died last week. I believe it was at Spa. I believe Anton. I don't want to butcher his name. I can't really pronounce his first name, so I'm not going to butcher it. But very nice paint scheme from Sam here tonight. Sam's looking for a rebound. I'm going to be honest with you guys. He really needs a solid run. He took 2 weeks off to try to get his mind right. And here he is back here making a return tonight. And he's watched every race for the past 2 weeks. And I know he missed last week. I know I feel like he could have had a good run. But here he is back here on the road side of things. And I think that it's very capable for him. It's getting a top 5, I think, would be a pretty solid night for Sam. We'll see if taking a couple weeks off has helped him. And once again, guys, I apologize for my voice. I'm getting over a head cold. You can probably tell. Been fighting this crap for the last 3 days, about killing me. But either way, we'll see how all of it plays out here. As let's hop on board here with Chris Walker. This is one track I've never raced. I broadcasted one other race here, so I'm not really familiar with the track, to be completely honest with you guys. I wish I could. You know, I'm sure all of you guys know mainly we're oval at ESPN. We do a couple road races, but with the IndyCar and tracks like this, I'm not very familiar. We actually do have a new league coming up that is road racing on Thursdays. So I want to give a shout out to all the new leagues that we're bringing into ESPN as we keep watching Chris Walker here. Brandon Ryan actually jumps up to second. Chris Walker currently in third. John Poole with the pole right now with a 26.066. But I want to give a shout out to all the new leagues that we're going to be bringing in. Starting next week, let's get ready to get some busy. I'm not going to lie, guys. Let's get ready to get fired up. The Western Super Series will be kicking off next week. You guys probably, if you follow us on Facebook, you probably see the post. These guys race every other week, and I'm not going to lie when I say this. These guys are special, and I say that a lot about our leagues. I do think we broadcast one of the top Indy leagues here with Top Fuel, but as far as, you know, super late models, these guys are special. We got, and I don't want to say we got, they got some of the best super late model drivers in all of our racing to come and race this. And it's a 10-week schedule, and it's going to be fun. I'm not going to lie. Starting on September 10th, 5 flags, 100 laps. And it's going to be very fun. We will have a special guest from time to time. Tyler Hope. Sorry, guys. Once again, my nose is stopped up. I apologize for all that. But Kyler Hope will be coming in from time to time. Hopefully every once in a while. I like for him every week, but I know his time Very valuable. He is a broadcaster. He follows Speed 51 around, and he does it for a living. And it's pretty cool because he will be special guest every once in a while for us, and I cannot wait. But Five Flag Speedway next week, and then on September 24th in New Smyrna, come and watch these guys race. Trust me, you're not going to be disappointed. The race don't start until 10 p.m. Eastern, so it's a late night race on a Tuesday. So if you have nothing else to do at 10 p.m., I know some guys are getting in bed, I completely understand, but it's only 100 laps. The races are very short, under an hour, most likely. Come and watch some of the best racers in iRacing. You can check them out, westernsuperseries.wimbley.com, and find out all information about it. But from there, of course, Wednesday we got these guys. Thursday we mixed it up, and we go with the Red Sox Racing League. And this is interesting to me because it's named Red Sox, and I'm not really a Red Sox fan. I'm a Atlanta Braves fan. Go Braves. But let me actually switch drivers. I apologize. I've been over here talking, not really paying attention. But Red Sox Racing League, we'll be got with them guys on September the 12th, next Thursday. And that will be at Laguna Seca. And this is a different series. This is a multi-class series. And I cannot wait for this because it's going to be very interesting. They're going to be, I'm sorry, it's not a multi-class series. They run GTE cars, so I do apologize. And if I'm not mistaken, they run a lot of different Major League Baseball paint schemes. So it's really cool. And we cannot wait to do this with these guys. I've been in contact with them for a while now. And yeah, so we'll be broadcasting the GTE series, and that starts September 1st. And their schedule, Laguna Seca, first race of the season. And then, of course, on September 19th, Silverstone. That's going to be fun. And the Barber and Belle Isle and Road America and Spa Classic. So that's going to be fun. Then we switch over to the Series E class, and that starts on October 31st. So I'm very much looking forward to working with these guys for the Red Sox Racing League. So we got a bunch of stuff going on with all of these guys, man. Like, we're constantly been trying to improve the broadcast, and I see some big things happening here soon. And of course, Friday we'll be back with the iRacing East Series Super Speedway, and I know that Paskey's runs that night as well. And then Saturday, making a return back to Wild Horse Racing League. We've kind of, been away from them guys. They had a week off, so we'll be back with them guys on Saturday night, as well as NASCAR. Byron will be in there doing his thing. Sunday, of course, Sam has the SRA broadcast. So, a lot of stuff happening. We'll be broadcasting every night, I think, now of the week. So, every night. And I didn't forget about Ultimate Conquest. They run, they're off this week. They usually run on Thursdays. They are off this week. Watching Rick Raven right now, currently in 4th place. 127.211. Nate Seifker with a great lap a few moments ago on 125.956. See if he can improve that here as qualifying continues. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to take a break because I got to go get me some medicine for my cold. And y'all keep watching qualifying. We're not going to miss a day. Of course, we always go side by side here. So be right back.
Mission 22 is dedicated to unite the country.
Welcome back. Still watching Rick Ravon. He did jump up to third, so we're going to jump back to Mr. William Hull. He's usually pretty fast in qualifying or road courses. He did solid in the Summer Light Series. A lot different car when they ran the Dallara, or not the Dallara, but the Formula Renault. And okay, well, Sam Cooper Bennett may have helped William just a little bit. Oh, I don't think William took the right speed. Anyway, that was interesting. Kevin O'Brien currently sitting in 8th right now, coming off a great finish last week of, I believe it wasn't it 3rd, I believe, or was it 4th? I think it was 4th off Texas. Nate Seifker, when it was Kevin O'Brien finished 4th, Travis Bennett, John Poole finished 2nd. John Poole's making a move. I'm not going to lie. He finished 2nd last week. Here he is in here 2nd right now. In this qualifying session. Of course, he comes in here right now. He's a little bit further back in the points because he hasn't raced a full season. Only 3 starts, make this 4 starts tonight, but he is already up to 14th. He gained 9 spots last week, so it's a matter of time. We may be seeing him in victory lane, because he continues to get faster and faster each and every race that he races. So we'll see if he's able to do that. Maybe not. We never know. Watching Scott Brinson right now. Scott's one of them guys I mentioned that really needs to have a solid run. He's been kind of down lately in his luck, and he finished 17th last week. Luckily, Ravon didn't have a great night. He did lead, 21 laps, but Scott Brinson really needs a solid night, man. A top 5, top 7. You don't want that to happen. That's one thing you do not want to happen, and that's just him pushing to the max right now. But I don't know. We'll see how this is going to play out. It's going to be an interesting race. I think we're going to see groups, I figure. I don't expect everybody to be uptight all race. It never happens that way, but we always seem to have groups that really battle it out. That even goes for official races. That's something that we see week in and week out during the official races. So we'll see how it all plays out. But Johnny Antonucci jumping up, grabbing 10th right now. Or actually, he was 10th. I apologize. Still waiting on William Hull to put down his quick lap. And once again, I feel like he's definitely faster than where he is right now, currently 11th. Timothy Bates, Ernie Ludwig, not out in qualified. Hopefully they're here. Have to wait and see, but hopefully we got a full or a solid field tonight. The next road race these guys actually go to, it's a ways away. And that happens at Watkins Glen on week 12. So it ain't too far away, October 16th. Also, before I forget, these guys did fill up for the Indianapolis 500, but there is reservation spots. You can send money in for reservation spots. And of course, if you don't get your spot, your money's refunded, all that. It's 100% payback. But they're paying out quite a bit of money now. I think it's a $1,000 purse. So it's going to be fun. Also, next week, going to have a special moment for the 9/11 tribute. One of my favorite, when I say favorite, I guess it's probably a bad way to put it. It's one of my favorite things to do on a broadcast. One of my worst favorite times in history, I think, for all of us that was alive to see it. But it's going to be a great night. We'll be up Milwaukee. What more, honestly, Milwaukee, a really great American town, let's just be honest. So it's going to be really fun to call a race there to Milwaukee Mile for the Great American Salute in memory of 9/11 next week. And then from there we head over to Auto Club Speedway with these guys. And then the big race of them all, September 25th, the Indianapolis 500. It's a long race, man. I ain't gonna lie, I broadcasted it earlier this year. It is a long race, especially being where at time it's ran that night. So we'll have to wait and see. But it's gonna be fun. We'll definitely interested to call that one once again. See some great racing last season. Jonathan Goat picking up that win last season for the Indianapolis 500, or this year, should I say? It's weird saying last season, but this year he picked it up. It was fun. But I'm sitting here looking. I was trying to actually find it. I think it was right here, maybe. There it is. Jonathan Goat picked up the win. And it was Jonathan. Actually, I don't want to say dominated that race, but he pretty much did. 175 laps led for him. And they did have 10 cautions for 40 laps, but it was still a good race. It was fun. Indianapolis, a very fun track. Most famous track in all of... I don't know. Y'all be the judge of that. If you think it's the most famous track in all of racing, let me know. Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I don't think it's the most famous track. It's pretty close, though. It may be. But either way, qualifying's about to come to an end here. Nate Seifker still on top of the board. John Poole currently second. Mr. Rick Ravon currently third. Chris Walker currently in fourth. And Brandon Ryan, haven't really watched him tonight. One of my favorite drivers to watch in here. That TDR Dallara IR18, currently in fifth. Good road racer, Brandon. We may have something for these guys as the race goes on. Real fast look at the weather before we get started as well. There you go, 70-degree track temp, or 70-degree air temp, 90-degree track temp. So definitely not bad by any means. And of course, you see the qualified right now as here we go. It looks like there's going to be a couple guys able to get this lap in. All guys will not, as qualifying does come to an end here, and they will be able to finish this lap. You see the 2-minute countdown. So we'll stay with Brandon Ryan here as he currently works down the back stretch. Actually, I apologize. I looked at that wrong. It was not the back stretch. So he actually now working through turns 3 and 4 up to 5 and 6. And this lap it will not count, so we'll skip back to him. Anybody else actually out there running? John Poole. See where he's at. He is actually getting ready to finish his lap. So he's going to be pushing super hard here on the last final turns. Rick Ravon as well out there. Here comes John. He's going to come down pit road. And Rick Ravon, it looks like, has crashed. So, I believe that's going to end qualifying. Timmy Debate's getting a little bit of practice here at the end. Nothing wrong with that. So, Nate's going to pick up the pole here tonight. And you see Nate in that pink number 2 car. Looks like a Williams F1 car, I believe. Kind of what it's painted after. I don't know. Either way. Oh, actually, that might be a throwback to Hubert. That looks like the car he drove. But it is breast cancer awareness. So, congratulations to Nate. We'll call to him here in a minute. Once again, guys, kind of got to get over me now. I got this head cold, so I know my voice is kind of in and out a little bit. But better than what it was the last couple weeks. William Hall crossing the start-finish line. No, he's not. I lied. And Nate going to pick up the pole here tonight as we will begin the gridding area. So with that said, let's do this. Something I'm starting to get into.
Drivers, start your engines!
All right. Engines are fired up here at Imola as we go over and try to grab Nate. Have to wait here for just a minute. You see some drivers right here. Waiting for Nate to grid up as we look at your grid here for tonight's race. Row number 1, row number 2 right there, Mr. Rick Raybon. Starting in for P3. Chris Walker going to be starting alongside him. Row 4, Brandon Ryan. Row 3, Brandon Ryan and Scott Brinson. Row 4, Sam Cooper Bennett making his return here tonight. Make it easier, Johnny Antonucci. Row 5, row 6, William Harrell, Ernie Ludwig. There's the rest of your field. As we still are waiting at the moment for these guys to grid up. As you look at your field, try to grab Nate really fast here. These guys are already on the backstretch, so it does not take long to go around this place. See if we can go ahead and grab Nate in here now. Hey Nate, you got me?
Yeah, I do.
Man, P1 tonight here in qualifying, that's very important. This place is very tricky. I don't know too much about it, but talk us through it.
It's a pretty fun track. I mean, we're getting ready to go here, so keep it short and sweet. It's nice and fast, pretty much the place. How to talk about it.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go because I was not expecting this to go this early. So good luck. We'll be watching you.
All right,
Thanks, buddy. We'll move him back down. And we're getting ready to roll. Not a lot of time because you can see they line up in a little bit different area. So I do apologize for that. Hopefully he has a good run. We'll be able to speak to him as the race. Because remember, we do not have cautions tonight. So, but that pace car leading the field. Up in the front right there. You see it, the Porsche. Leading it here. Working down into get ready to go green flag. Here tonight, as you're going to see the pace car take a right-hand turn. Tires are cold. Got to be very easy here at the start. Pace car pulls in, and we are race number 7 about to kick off. Green flag is out of the air. We're racing at Imola as Nate Siefker going to lead us down into turn number 1. Everybody trying to get single file and then start working your passes. Very easy here early to make a mistake with them cold tires. There you go. You see it right there. Cold tires not breaking where he wants to. Nate Siefker, your pole sitter, runs through the chicane and overshoots it, showing back to 5th. Work going to be cut out. John Poole going to take the lead here early as he works down the back part of this track. Coming off the exits. What a great shot that is. That is an excellent shot. Go back to that a little bit more. Look here at Nate now as he works around Chris Walker. Trying to work around Chris Walker. Does complete that pass. Move him up. Back up to 4th. Just go back just a little bit. Sam Cooper Bennett. Kevin O'Brien now up to 8th. Trying to hold on to that spot. As you see Mike right there a little bit further behind. They work up the hill into this chicane. Another great shot. We got some great cameras here. How about that? Rick Ravon able to pick up a spot as well from that Nate mishap. Brandon Ryan moves up to 3rd. And lap 1 is going to go to Mr. John Poole. One of the hottest drivers coming into tonight. But it's not going to be easy. You got Mr. Circuit Spa behind him, who led about every lap, I believe, or Dim maybe has lead every lap back at Spa. Not to go off here in the chicane. A couple other guys, you see Sam once again. Everybody's tires should be worked up pretty good. Here's a battle for position. Kevin O'Brien, Mike Eater as well in 8th and 9th place. Hop on board with the driver of the 42 car. It looks like Kevin O'Brien going to let him have that spot. Just pulls over. Sam Cooper Bennett trying to run down Scott Brinson for 6th place. Sam's really focused on this race tonight, and it can hurt you at times. We'll see how it plays out for him. Hopefully not too much overthinking things. It's usually one of the biggest issues these guys have when you come into these races. Battle for third, Brandon Ryan, Nate Siefker. Of course, Nate started up on the pole, overshot the first chicane. A look back for Brandon Ryan's car as they cross the stripe again to begin lap number 3, with John Poole still leading here. Pit stops always important. Week in and week out, it's a very tricky pit stop or pit road. Don't want to get caught speeding on this one. These guys do have a pit limiter. Hopefully it is equipped. They usually have it equipped by now. You should anyway. We've been racing this long in the season, so it shouldn't be much of a problem. Comes Nate looking to the inside, not going to be able to get it just yet. I love that camera. Still battling Brandon Ryan, doing a good job right now holding back Nate. Nate unable to gain right there in that little sector. Looks like Brandon may be one of the fastest right through there. Brandon's starting to run down. Second place, Rick Ravon a little bit here. The gap has closed to about a second now between second and third. Actually, the gap's pretty much the same with all three of these guys. Nate a little bit closer, but everybody else pretty close or pretty separated. I apologize, a little bit separated by about a second. Kevin O'Brien has dropped outside the top 10. He falls back to 11th right now. And Johnny Antonucci moves into 10th. See him trying to run down Ernie Ludwig here in that 63 car. One cool thing about the dash, you can kind of see it right there. It tells you pretty much everything you want to know on your dash panel, so it's pretty neat. You see right there 7.794 last time by. Car behind, your lap times. Good lap time last time, 129. Pretty much a 130 flat. So really nice laps so far by Johnny. Nate does get around Brandon Ryan for third place. This took place right back here. Apologize, right here it is. So the pass for third place. And looks like Nate just had the inside line, and that's exactly what he did. So good pass there by Nate over Brandon. Brandon does fall back to fourth. Now Rick Ravon going to be trying to hold back Nate as the gap starting to close between second and third once again. Last time by the leader, 126 for John Poole. Everybody else in the 127s, 128s. Of course, the best lap of the race right now goes to John Poole, then Brandon Ryan. One car on pit road, William Hull. He had some trouble. Here's your replay of this. Let's see, did you get too much of it? Oh, okay. Not sure what happened there. I think he had enough of this place. Alright. I don't know what happened. That's interesting. Did he break? Let's see. Nah, he just had enough of it. I don't blame him. Don't blame him at all. So William Hull done for tonight. He already towed back to pit road. He's had enough of it. Battle for second. Oh, Brandon Ryan goes off track. Luckily able to catch it and keep going. Meanwhile, the leader likes what he sees, and he continues to pull away now. 2.7 the gap. Here comes Nate. Looks like he had a push to pass. I believe he does actually have some of them tonight. I didn't speak about it. I'm not 100% sure. But I believe these guys do have push to pass on board tonight. And he does take away that second position. Riding on board with Rick Ravon. Trying to close that gap back up. Rick just trying to have a consistent night here tonight. Brendan Ryan has closed the gap up on Rick Ravon. And last time by, Brendan was the faster of the two. So he's trying to work back into third place. And here these guys coming back around the top parts of the track and into a very tight left-hand corner. And then they got another chicane coming up here in just a moment. A right and then a left, so here's a good passing opportunity. Oh no, Brandon Ryan going to loop it around. Hopefully he gets out of the way. He does. He is going to lose a spot. Brandon Ryan loops it. Chris Walker goes by. And I'm guaranteeing it was wheel spin. Let's see if we can see it or hear it. Ooh, that's interesting. It wasn't on the gas. I don't think. Let me listen again. Interesting. I don't know. That's kind of strange. Anyway, he falls back to fifth, so he's going to have to work up now as he starts on his lap number 8. Sam Cooper Bennett closing the gap up on Scott Brinson, trying to run him down. You can listen to Sam here on Friday night. He'll be broadcasting Friday night as well. The Passage Racing League Cup Series. Oh, Brandon Ryan once again goes around. And did he hit anything? The camera kind of cut off. Let's see. Wheel spin on this one. Oh, man. You cannot get any closer to what he just did with that wing to the back wall. Watch this. He keeps fifth. Watch out, close. Man, good driving, though. Not hitting that wing. He may be stopping for tires here soon. We're on lap 10. I don't know when the field strategy is for these guys. Looks like you can still go quite a bit. I'm guessing probably on fuel mileage. I'm not 100% sure on that. Here we go. Battle for the lead. John Poole and Nate Siefker. Nate started up on front. He has ran down this leader. He ran it down pretty quick, too. I wonder if John might have had an issue I didn't see. Great angles here with the cameras. Nate looking to try to get around. Watch for him to use the push to pass here. Uphill, great passing opportunity right here. Nate not going to be able to take advantage of it just yet. As we continue watching this, the draft may help him here down the straightaway. He does going to have a long straightaway here coming up. Let's see if he takes advantage of it there. We do got Timothy Bates up here in front. He's coming down pit road. Let's see if Nate closing that gap. He may look to the outside. Not going to do it just yet. Oh, there he goes. Not going to be able to get there. What a great defense so far by John Poole. Doing a great job in that Star Trek car, defending that top spot. You're not going to get much better than this in road racing, I'm going to be honest, especially with open wheel cars. See the rubber starting to fly off the track a little bit. The gap actually did space out just a little bit here for John Poole. He actually was able to kind of gap a little bit. Does go a little all wide that turn, but still doing a good job. Now here comes Nate. Another opportunity. Nate seems like he's really fast through this section. And actually that time John looked a little bit better. So far, so good. Here for the driver of the 40, he's still getting some pressure. Let's see if Nate takes a chance here once again. He looked to his inside last time. He's going to do it a little bit earlier this time. And we may have a new leader. Oh, he does take it away from John Poole going into the first turns. John going to get a run on the back on the inside. Not going to be able to get out. I see a little bit of wheel spin there on the driver of the 40. John's still really fast here in these sections, though. He's definitely capable of possibly getting around him. And Nate with a really good drive out of that corner. See the gap between first and second? It is a 5-second difference between them and Rick Ravon, and then another 13 seconds back to Chris Walker. So the gaps have been increasing quite a bit. And right now we're spaced out everywhere for the most part. So we'll take a break, come back if anything happens.
the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back to Discount Nutrition Italian Grand Prix here from Imola. As we look here at your top 10 so far. Nate, see if we're continuing to lead the way here. 11 seconds ahead. We did see John Poole come down pit road. We also see Brandon Ryan swing in and fill up. So starting to see some green flag pit stops happening here. So far, only one lead change, still 36 laps remaining. 14 laps have been completed. There we go, William Hull driving down pit road. Making his stop. I apologize, it's Mark Walker, not William. See the purple car, that's what I thought it was. Check on our boy Sam Cooper Bennett. He has run down Scott Brinson, closest battle on the track right now. Sam looking to have a nice rebound race after taking a couple weeks off to get his mind right. Has had some trouble this season. There you go, Brinson, and let's watch this battle on pit road. It'll be interesting to see. This could be a battle off pit road. Maybe Sam could jump up and take that spot away from Scott, or maybe Scott can actually extend that lead a little bit. Don't want to mess up on the pit road. Don't want to have any issues. And it looks like both of them get in clean. Got to watch for wheel spin on the pull out, and there you go. It's Sam. I apologize, not Sam. Sam's still out there running. Who was it that came in with him? Oh, it's Mike, who's still sitting there. Oh, he may have had a speeding penalty. He did. And here comes our leader. Nate coming down pit road. We'll be seeing Sam come down. John Poole coming down. Or has already came down. We'll see if John can jump up and maybe grab the lead away after he's had a couple of fresher lap tires. See Nate sliding into his box, does a good job. And he's going to be down and away. Great pit stop there, 9.8. Not as fast as John Poole, but looks like he's still going to be able to beat John off pit road. Sam Cooper Bennett coming down. So Nate going to keep the lead here. See where all this plays out at. We'll watch Scott Brinson here. He works through the chicane. The backstretch chicane, should I say. Nope, what happened to Sam? Oh, nothing. He's down and away. 10.2. So everything looks like it could work out for Scott Brinson. Let's wait and see. Or is Sam going to beat him off pit road? It's going to be close. It's a big pit stop. There's your distance, and Sam did pick up a spot on pit road. Interesting. Wow. Actually, it was a little bit slower on pit road. About even, but it was a little bit slower. Sam did a good job picking up that spot. And after all this cycles through, he's going to move into 6th, I believe. Still waiting on Kevin O'Brien to hit pit road. He's up to 5th right now. Still got a fairly clean car. So this is definitely a 2-stop race from what we're seeing. We're going to see these guys back on pit road around lap 35 or so. And you see Kevin coming down pit road. So he's going to give up 5th position and come down. Here's Nate working up on the back end of Johnny Antonucci. Nate had to slam the brakes on. Luckily for him, didn't make contact, and Nate does get around him. Johnny pulled over and let him go. So everybody's really spaced out. Like, I'm gonna be honest, these guys are spaced out by like 5 seconds right now. Chris done a pretty good job. Started in 4th, currently running there. Rick Raybon currently in 3rd. John Poole 2nd. Of course, Nate leading the race. Everybody kind of where they started, but everybody is where they started. So they're looking. Oh, Sam's up 1 spot right now. Scott would be back 1 spot. Mike up 1 spot right now. So you see how tough it is to pass here. You're not going to gain a ton of positions. Qualifying is important at a place like this. You see Nate working through the chicane once again. Here on lap number 20. Nate looking clean and green so far. And he does have the fastest lap of the race with a 125.389. And he has continued to basically put on a show. He had that little mishap at the start of the race on the cold tires. And that seems to be the biggest issues we've seen a lot of guys having with the off tracks and stuff. Kevin O'Brien having some trouble here. That's what happened in this chicane. Looks like he just maybe braked a little bit too much. Yeah, got a little bit too much curve, went around. Luckily was able to get out of the way and didn't cause any problems. Already look, we did gain a little bit on him though. With that, but so far so good. But honestly, it seems like the biggest issues we have seen is just, you know, cold tires. Everything else kind of spaces out over time, which we did talk about. We knew would happen over the long part of the race. It's definitely nothing new when it comes to open wheel cars at these types of tracks like this 3-mile track. I mean, that's a pretty big track. Let's just be honest. So, we're going to take another break, guys, so why not? Let you guys enjoy it. Sorry to take so many breaks, but when you're spaced out like this, you know, with road racing by yourself, it's kind of hard to do in open wheel cars, but it's okay.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Green flag, everybody. Going to be a wreck behind you, going to be a wreck behind you. So I don't know what to do. Somebody put oil down. We're hurting the fence. Are they flagging it? Flag, white flag. Clear. Man, this is it, check a flag.
Want to thank all of our sponsors for FEGPC.net, iRacing iFlag, everybody that sponsors these races and sponsors the broadcast. We do appreciate it. It means a lot to us to have them. I was sitting here reading some history on Imola, and this first race was actually a motorcycle race from what I'm seeing. In April of 1953, while the first car race took place in 1954. And then 1963 was the first Formula One race, and that was won by Jim Clark for Lotus. A further non-championship race took place later on, and that was actually won by Niki Lauda, which is pretty cool, to be honest. I was sitting here just reading about this place. I didn't know too much about it, besides what I've heard, people say here and there, but pretty neat. Everybody's still spaced out quite a bit. The close battle will be up for 4. Chris Walker 4 seconds back right now of Rick Raybon. So, the gap's still spaced out quite a bit. We are just about at halfway. We're going to be seeing pit stops here within the next... we'll start seeing them happen, I'll say, around 7 or 8 more laps, at least for John Poole. Anyway, we'll see him come down. And still don't know if that's going to be quite enough to get him to an end. We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be close. So we'll be watching that pretty close. But everybody is spaced out quite a bit. So, it is what it is. But give you a little bit rundown for these guys' schedule. I mentioned at the pre-race. Of course, here we are at this track, Imola. And I'm going to be honest, for broadcast purposes, guys, Top Fuel Racing, this might not be the best race for me to broadcast. To be honest with you guys, I'm not the best open wheel broadcaster, as you guys can tell. I'm trying my best. But I do get to broadcast GTEs here next week, so that's going to be fun. I am looking forward to that one. I like the GTE cars, so it's going to be fun. And I know there's a bunch of guys in that race. But anyway, a little bit about these guys. They have a big race next week, September 11th. Great American Salute in memory of 9/11 at Milwaukee Mile. It's going to be a fun one. And Auto Club Speedway for the Joint Chiefs Greenleaf 250, 125 laps around Auto Club. It's always a fun time. Then the Top Fuel presents the 4th annual Top Fuel Racing Indy 500 with $1,000 on the line for that race. Then from there, we head over to Las Vegas Motor Speedway on October 9th. October 16th, we got Watkins Glen for our 3rd road race of the season. That's a fun track, though. And they do run the boot in that one, so that is going to be fun. That's Paul Crumrod Designs Empire State Grand Prix. From there, we head over to ISM Raceway Oval. And then October 30th, it is the Pocono Raceway. That's an interesting place, too. A lot of people don't like Pocono on the schedule. I personally do like it. I know there's a bad record this year, but I do like the race at Pocono. It's fun. Kevin O'Brien's back around. Jump at the curb. In turn one, pretty much almost like what our leader did at the start of the race, some cold tires. He's not on cold tires, but he actually went over the entire curve. He is rolling once again. Right there you go. He went around. It's alright though, don't look like it done any damage. John Poole, who led some of this race earlier. Led about 10 laps or so. Watching John Poole right now, working on lap 27, working the back part of the track, coming up on a good right-hand turn. See how he takes it. Looking pretty good so far. I love that paint scheme he runs. I'm not much of a Star Trek fan, but Splash & Go Graphics always does a great paint schemes. They're pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie. John Player Special in front of that. Riding on board with the leader, Nate Seifker. Going into the first chicane. That's where he had his trouble earlier. Up, Johnny Antonucci on pit road. Making a green flag pit stop once again. John Poole on pit road as well, so he's definitely going to have to come down pit road, I think, again. I don't see him being able to go 22 laps, so kind of earlier than normal, though. But he wants to go ahead and get that taken care of. Watching Nate, he's so smooth on the wheel. Pretty impressive, I'm not gonna lie. Working here. Get ready to start down the back stretch of this track. Coming up on turn 7, I do believe this is. Apologize, that was turn 8. It was turn 10, looks like. Oh, turn 11 and 12. Down here is 13. And 14 and 15. I would actually try pronouncing these names of these turns, guys, but I'm going to be honest. I'm absolutely horrible at reading what these turns are called. So I'm not going to. So it's probably best if I don't. And I do want to apologize, guys. This is not 17 turns we're running out. We're not actually running the other chicane. This is only 15 turns. So I do apologize for that. That was my mistake. Look at the crowd up on the hill. That's pretty neat. I didn't realize it was that big up there. Wow. Brendan Ryan on pit road. Coming in for 4th place. Mr. Rick Ray Vonner, Sam Cooper Bennett. Johnny Antonucci is still on pit road. I'm not entirely sure if something else happened. Is this it? Let me see. Oh, let me find it. I apologize, guys. It's going to take me just a minute. Something happened to him, and I'm not sure what it was. Let me see. Maybe it happened right here. Look good. I don't know. Something definitely happened a few laps ago, and I don't know where it happened at. I apologize for not seeing it sooner. I thought he was just on pit road like normal. But it looks like he did have some issues. Ooh, Nate had a little bit of trouble right there. Let's see this one. Did he go off track? No, he's alright. Rick Rayvon, Chris Walker on pit road. So this is probably going to be bringing Nate down here any time. He's definitely not going to be able to make it to the end, I don't think. I don't think anybody can at the moment, to be honest. It's going to be close if he can make it, though. 19 laps. Coming up on 18. We're coming up on 19, so yeah, he's still going to be a little bit short right now. It looks like he's on 14 laps so far. So he needs to kind of split that. He needs to run about 17 or so laps in order to make it all the way on one more stop. And I don't think we're going to be able to do that. It's going to be close, though. There's a chance. We're waiting to see when he pits. Here's a position battle, but Sam, once again, has not been on pit road. So you see Sam pulling over. Going to go ahead and let Rick by. Don't want to slow him down. He knows he's faster. So we'll see. So something interesting with Sam, though. Nate's coming down pit road now. Sam can actually go another lap from what I'm seeing. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if he can go 2 laps or not. If he can, he might be able to make it all the way if he could go 2 more laps. Yeah, if he could go 2 more laps, he can make it all the way. Like I said, I don't think he can unless he saves. But we'll wait and see. It's going to be interesting for Sam. He's definitely interested, unlike the rest of them. The rest of them, I think, are definitely short. So I'm waiting to see. I don't think Sam's going to come this time at all. I mean, or at least I wouldn't anyway. He is going to come, so he definitely knows he's short. He's going to come on down. Nate has already been on and off pit road. So everybody else is going to try to follow his lead now. It looks like everybody else with Kevin O'Brien, he's on 15. He's definitely going to be hitting pit road here probably this lap as well. So we'll be watching him kind of here and there. Chris Walker has ran down Brandon Ryan. It's still about a second back for the 4th position. Once again, Brandon comes in here. Brandon Ryan it is. Comes in here. Okay in the points. He lost a bunch of points last week. He went from 4th back to 8th. So he's back in 8th in points right now. But it's very close. I mean, he's only 1 point separate, or 2 points separate him all the way up to 6th or 5th. So, I mean, it's not like he can't jump a lot of people here tonight. And Chris Walker, the same situation. He's in 6th right now. The one good thing about tonight, though, Mike Grandy misses his first race here tonight. So it's definitely going to affect him. He's going to lose at least, man, to be honest, I think Mike will fall all the way back to maybe 9th or 10th, to be completely honest. And Nate's going to jump up if he wins. He's going to move up quite a bit. He's already got the most laps led. Unless John gets around him and finishes leading this thing off. Actually, no, he's got the most laps led, I think, now. Or next lap by. But either way, Nate's going to have a great night in points. And he's out to a 17-second gap right now over second place John Poole. I mean, he's putting down 125s. Ooh, he's going to be a little bit slow there. That's what happened. He's not going to hurt him too much with that big gap. He actually don't even have to push it too hard with that gap that he's got, but he does go off track a little bit. Of course, the new build comes out tomorrow, pushed back from today. So we're coming to 15 to go next time by. And Nate's been out there up front. Oh, Sam Cooper Bennett slow. And luckily, he still keeps 6th. He went around, no damage. But it was a little bit scary for Nate. Let's see what happened. Does a good job not getting anything. So he actually stops. And that's smart by Sam. He didn't pull back onto the track. He's still in a great position, 6th place right now. So, yeah, he is a lap down, unfortunately, but it could have definitely been way worse. I mean, he's done pretty solid for his return back to the track. Everybody's still spaced out. Brandon Ryan has extended his lead a little bit over 5th place Chris Walker, now 2.9 seconds. Definitely not the most exciting race we've seen with all these guys this year, but it is a good break for a lot of these guys. You know, that kind of need a break off of the ovals, because ovals do get stressful at some points. Alright, guys, we'll take another break. If anything exciting happens, we'll cut right back in. Watching Nate Siefker right now still lead the way here. 25 laps led out of 37. And he is going to be your most laps led tonight by anyone. So, congratulations to him on that. We'll be watching to see if he can hold it off as he tries to get around Kevin O'Brien. We'll continue to stay with us for just a moment to make sure nothing happens. Kevin back at 9, so he's just going to let him go. So we will take a break and we'll come right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back. As Nate going across the finish line, lap 41 will begin. Out of 50 here, he has led now 30 laps here in this race. 129, I apologize. And he's looking to put this one away. He is out to a fairly sizable gap of 38 seconds over the rest of the field. Everybody else kind of spaced out as well. And it's been a fairly decent race. I mean, I call it fair. I mean, it's been, you know, it ain't the most exciting race by any means because, you know, that's just the way these road races go with these open wheel cars. But anyway, especially, you know, a normal primary oval race. We do got green flag pit stops starting to happen. Sam Cooper Bennett on pit road, and this is scheduled, so keep in mind. We know everybody can't make it. John Poole has been on and off pit road as well. So we'll be watching to see how this all plays out. A little bit of information about the rest of us this week on what we're doing here at ESPN. There is no broadcast tomorrow. Usually Ultimate Conquest Racing does race tomorrow, but they have the night off, which is a good thing being the build got pushed back till then. Friday, 2 races. We got the iRacing East Series. I believe it is at maybe Talladega next week. I'd have to double check, but we go there. The Paskey's Racing League Cup Series. Saturday night, it is the Wild Horse Racing League. And then also NASCAR. Sunday night, it is the SRA. Sam Cooper Bennett have the call. Monday night, it is Paskey's Truck Series. And then Tuesday night, a new league opens up for us, Western Super Series. I'll be broadcasting the Super Late Model guys at 5 Flags. It's going to be a fun one. Anywho, Nate is about to work to the backstretch. And he has been the fastest of the night with a 125.389. We actually tried to interview him at the start of the race, but we had to kind of do it short because when they actually started on the backstretch and basically coming out of the last turn, so it happens really fast on these road races. But that tends to happen from time to time. But anyway, it's okay. We're going to probably talk to him here soon anyway. I would imagine, as long as nothing happens. Waiting on Rick Ravon to pit. He is second place right now. John Poole has already been on and off pit road, so it's interesting to see what's going to happen with them guys. I think John's going to take back over that second spot. So it's just mainly waiting to see if anybody else decides to come down pit road here within the next few laps. So we'll be watching that pretty close. Oh, who's that off track? Kevin O'Brien may have a little issue here once again. He's had issues quite a bit with them chicanes tonight, but he has done a good job of not getting damage from them. I can't say much about it. I'm not the greatest at road racing, especially these cars. So, you know. Oh, what just happened? I heard somebody hit the wall. Just a minute, guys. I heard somebody maybe blown up. I don't see nothing. I heard some contact somewhere. I don't see nothing though. Maybe there's a little bit of net code right there when Kevin was really close to that wall. Maybe that's what it was. That's strange though. See him slowing down right there. Not for position. Ernie Ludwig not having the greatest of nights. Shown in 10th place though. Did have 14 drivers actually start the race. Nate Siefker on pit road. And let's make sure he does not have a problem. 4 tires down and away. A great pit stop. I don't think he filled up all the way on gas. Ain't no point. 7.2 second stop. And that's going to be pretty important. We see Sam Cooper Bennett do the same thing. He only took 4 seconds worth of fuel. So definitely don't need to fill it up. I say half tank, if that. Chris Walker on pit road. Let's kind of watch him as well. He comes into his box. Maybe. There we go. Four tires. And down and away. 6.5. So he does give up a little bit of time there compared to Sam and all the other guys, but riding all aboard with John Poole. Does not have to come down pit road anymore. Oh, what happened? Kevin O'Brien may be done. Lady knows it in. He was running inside the top 10. Oh, and he had trouble again with that same safer barrier. Man, we've seen Williams do the same thing there. Oh, just nosed it in. Reset it and called it quits. Coming off top 4 finish last week. Kevin not going to finish exactly where he wants to tonight. Going to fall back to 11th, which ain't too bad, I guess. He was in 10th, so. Where he was in 9th, I apologize. Brandon Ryan on pit road. Just exited, should I say. 6.4 total on his as well. Waiting on Rick Ravon to hit pit road, as well as Scott Brinson. A couple other guys still have to stop, and I don't think they can make it, I'll be honest. The only one I could see him make it would be Mark Walker, but he's already been actually... I'm sorry, Ernie Ludwig may be able to make it. Raywon coming down pit road now. He's going to do pretty much a splash and go. You don't need a full tank, so. Here he comes down to make the stop. Make sure you don't miss his box or nothing like that. Up, and he'll be down and away here very quickly. There he goes. And a 6-second stop on the number 6 car. Make sure he gets off pit road clean. And he does. 40 seconds total on pit road for the driver of the 6. Of course, you got that bland line right there. You cannot merge back onto the track until you pass that. So, it sets all of us up for the finish. With the exception of a couple guys that have not pitted. Back here, Scott Brinson, who's probably going to have to see pit road this time, he will. And Mike Eater as well is going to have to come down pit road. So now Sam Cooper Bennett has to make up all this time. And see if he can grab 6th away from these guys. Watching Scott come down. He is in the box. That NWO paint scheme. A little bit slower stop for him. 8 seconds total time. So Sam has already passed Scott. There you go. So we're waiting to see when Mike comes down Mike right now working lap 16. We know he cannot make it. 4 laps to go still remain. Actually 3 laps for him. Yeah, I don't think he can make it. I don't see that happening. And Nate is not lifted one bit. His lap time's still pretty impressive. He don't have a big. Actually, he had a little bit slower lap last time. 137. May have made a mistake somewhere that I didn't see. I'll see if I can find that. It might have been right here. What happened? Oh, was that just an off track or was it this one? Just an off track. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Continued watching for just a minute, but definitely had a slow lap. Not sure where, but either way, he's got 3 laps to go. And he's continuing to drive away. Here's the look so far at your race summary. Only 1 lead change. Pretty straight explanatory. That lead changed on lap number 1 in the first turn when Nate went too wide right here where he's going into now. Or overshot the first chicane, should I say. Went through the sand trap. Done a good job though. Regaining that lead back. Two laps to go. Everybody's still spaced out quite a bit. Nobody really within reaching distance of each other at the moment. So the white flag's going to come out this time by, and Nate Siefker is going to see it. We got one more trip around. We're going to hop on board and ride with him. Work through that first chicane. See how tough this track actually is. When you're on board, a lot of downshifting. You shift so many times around this place. All the way down to first gear there. I don't even want to know how many times he has shifted so far. He's going to go on and look to lead this one. He's still got a pretty tough chicane coming up. But he's got a pretty good lead over the rest of the field. There's that chicane, that final chicane he's got to take. He's got a double left-hand turn down here. then out of the final turn, turn 15. And Nate Siefker is going to work off the final turn. He is going to win at Imola. How about that? Domination. 38 laps led for him. Crazy. John Poole, still waiting on. We'll try to finish in second. He's got a 6-second gap right now over Rick Rabon. Working the final couple turns, and all these guys right here pretty much within the same area of each other. But he's going to finish in second. Great run for John. Had to lead early and just gave it up, but still good. Started in second as well, 11 laps led. Mr. Rick Rabon going to finish in third. Brandon Ryan will finish fourth. Chris Walker fifth. Sam Cooper Bennett, Scott Brinson, Mike Either, Ernie Ludwig, Mark Walker, your top 10. So, I guess there's only one thing to do. We'll wait for him to get back around. We're going to talk to him here in just a moment. That pink number 2 car. Big win for him tonight. And not bad at all for Nate. 39 laps led out of 50. Dominating. We'll wait till he get back to the start-finish line before we drag him in. Pull him in right now. Hey Nate, you got me?
Yes, I do.
Man, started on the pole. You locked up your, well, you don't want to say you locked up, your tires was called, you overshot turn 1, lost the lead for 11 laps, got it back, dominating from there, man. And I was trying to count how many shifts you did in one lap. It was too many to count, so I just gave up. Talk us through your night. You did a fantastic job.
Yeah, T1 wasn't the plan. I think I was too busy watching my mirror instead of in front, and I missed my braking point a little bit. And I didn't want to risk going over the curbs, so I just went ahead and went straight. And then, by then I was down to 4th, and it took me a little bit to get past Brandon there. But when I finally got past him, I was able to put my sights on Rick. Got past Rick pretty easily, and then I had to wait a little bit behind John. He was a little bit more difficult to get past, partly because he used his push to pass at the right time.
Right.
And, you know, I just had to wait to a point where I knew that he wasn't on it. And from there, it's just easy sailing. And then I just I wanted to make the 2-stop work. I guess I just couldn't quite make it work, so I was trying to save fuel that second round, and when I figured out we couldn't make it, I decided to just go for it. So it would suck that, you know, we could have made a little bit more strategy, but I'll take the run that I got tonight for sure.
Yeah, man. Back-to-back wins now. You won back at Texas. You're one of the biggest points movers so far in the last couple weeks, of course, with the win last week. Winner here tonight. Are you thinking about points right now at all? I mean, it is week 7, though.
Oh, the thought process is definitely there. You know, I know I got to keep putting in these results in order to get up to the top. Like I got a disadvantage to everybody else. I got a for sure drop week with being a missed race, so I just got to keep plugging. And if I keep putting results like this, and sooner or later I'm going to be right back up there. So I mean, it's just got to be a matter of just keep plugging away. Tonight was a good points night. You know, Rick only finished in 3rd. Scott finished. I don't know where he finished at, but you know, good points night. You know, I was tied with Chris. You know, beat Chris.
Right.
I was a couple points behind Mark. Beat Mark. There was somebody else I was trying to get past too. So tonight was overall a really good points night. But definitely the thought process is there, and that thought was there in my mind too. I ended up having 6 X's, so I got a negative point, but because I spun out once and that was it. So you know, that sucked, and I got an extra point that I shouldn't have had on the table taken away, but that's okay. You know, I gained a couple from, you know, leading most laps, leading the lap, getting a pole. So I mean, got good bonus point night, good point night overall for myself for sure.
Yeah, so we mix it up, man, and it gets a little interesting. Special race next week for the 9/11 Memorial at Milwaukee. It is a mile track. How do you feel about heading to Milwaukee? Do you like the place? I mean, that's one of them races that can be really tight racing in pretty much most of the night.
I hate the track, but I somehow do really well there. I don't know, understand it really. So, I guess I won't be disappointed. Scott's runs really well there, and so does Rick. So it might be just damage control next week. But I'm definitely looking forward to the damage control. If I can make it a three-peat, that'd be dope. But we'll see. It's definitely gonna have our work cut out for us, though.
Well, man, congratulations on a big win. I know it wasn't the most exciting race ever, but hey, I'm sure you'll take that anyway when you lead 39 laps.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked it to be all 50 in an ideal world, but leading the most laps was what the goal was, because you don't get a bonus point for leading every lap. You get the bonus point for leading the most laps. So I wasn't too worried. I knew I was faster than John. I knew I was faster than Rick. I knew I was faster than Brandon. It's just a matter of picking my points to pass them, and not burning my tires up. I think when I did my practice run during practice, my right front was at 67.
Wow.
During my practice run.
Wow.
And during that first run and that second run and that third run too, I was right at like 88 on that
Really?
right front. Yeah, I was manicuring those babies. Those babies weren't abused at all tonight. So
Wow.
they got a nice night off. They worked when I needed them to work, and I pushed when I needed to push. I think I set the fastest lap of the race too.
You did, yeah, 125.309.
Yeah, and that was on tires that were a little used up by that point in the run. So I'll definitely take it. Definitely a good points night overall, and I definitely am not disappointed with that run at all.
Well, man, good job tonight. You know what to do. You've won it plenty of times. You've been interviewed plenty of times. The floor is yours. Shout-outs and all that good stuff.
I want to thank out my beautiful girlfriend. She's sitting beside me wanting Taco Bell.
Is she feeling better tonight?
Yeah, she's feeling better. She's a lot better. No throwing up in the toilet tonight.
That's good.
I got to thank my teammates and all the leagues we do. And I got to give a shout-out to my man John Ellswick for giving me Wednesday nights off. He asked a bunch of questions about what's the thing you got to do on Wednesday nights, and I was trying to explain it to him, and he's like, so it's a video game and all that good stuff.
Oh,
It's an older people thing, So shout out to him. I'll show this to him at work tomorrow. I'm sure he'll get a kick out of it. But yeah, shout out to all those guys, and shout out to Scott for putting us on. He's going through some stuff, but good to see that he's got a good sense, to keep pushing on.
For sure.
And to you for sure for putting us on for us, letting me give shout outs and stuff like that.
Well, man, you did all the work. Good job. 39 laps left.
All right, thank you,
Thanks
man.
a lot,
I appreciate
buddy.
it.
You too. We'll move him down. We'll bring up John Poole if he's in here. Is he in here? He is. John Poole, you got a copy?
I do have a copy.
Man, second place tonight, and I mentioned this when we first came on the air. You're probably one of the hottest drivers coming in, because looking at the standings and just the results of recently, you've been the guy that's been up inside the top three week in and week out. You did lead a few laps here tonight, 11, but still second place, not too bad.
Oh, no, not at all. I'll be honest, I got as much out of the car as I could tonight. Nate was through and through the class of the field tonight. He was in his own zip code. So being able to hold him off there for a few laps that I did was a win. I'll say that. And yeah, the results for the last 2 weeks have been great. Actually, since coming in, they've been great. Really, little issue at Michigan. I thought I could have ran top 5 up there. It was just biding my time. Gateway, we had popped the wall. Could have got another top 5 there late. And then last 2 weeks, top 2 finishes. So I can't complain, honestly and truthfully.
So it's interesting because you mentioned Gateway, and I don't want to say it's a flat track, but it is fairly flat, to be honest. So I want to speak a little bit about that. Next week we head to Milwaukee. It is a mile, and it is kind of like Gateway, maybe a little bit smaller. It is pretty flat. How do you feel about heading there? Do you like the track? I mean, is it one of them tracks that we can see you have another, top 2 finish?
It's difficult to say. I'm not too familiar, at least on the iRacing side, with Milwaukee. Other sims I have had experience with Milwaukee and had great success with it. So if I can just apply the knowledge that I have from those other sims and put it all together, I think we could be running up front next week at Milwaukee.
Yeah, man, I mentioned, I told you a minute ago, like I said, one of the hottest drivers came in here. You came in here 12th in points, and I'm sure you're probably going to pick up a couple spots tonight. Are you even thinking about points? I know it's, we're on week number 7, just completed week 7. Are you even thinking about points, or are you just going out here and trying to do what you can do and just try to have fun and put consistent runs together?
Well, missing the first couple races definitely hurt me in the points chase for that, and Rick is so gosh darn consistent. So it's going to be about this to me is just doing as best as I can. If I'm in the points hunt, I'm in the points hunt. If I'm not, I'm not. Well, I'm just out here trying to do the best I can do.
Well, you did it, man. Another second place finish, runner up again. Shout outs before we get out of here, or before we go on to the next interview. I know you're clicking off, get ready to start clicking off wheels. It's a matter of time.
Well, thank you for that. I'd like to thank you guys first off for broadcasting this evening's race. I'd like to thank Scott for hosting tonight, Top Fuel, and again, I'd like to thank Splash and Go Graphics and Cosman for the paint tonight. Yeah, I mentioned your paint. It does look really good. So congratulations, man. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot, buddy. Pull him down, and we'll pull up the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Rick Ravon. Probably extending that points lead tonight, I would guess. Rick, you got a copy?
Hey, what's going on, Adam?
Nothing much, man. Third place tonight at a very tough track. You came in here with the points lead. I want to speak on that a little bit. Overall, first, are you satisfied with third place as far as the points and all that stuff goes?
I'm very satisfied with third. I mean, this was a gimme race. Everybody knew it going in. Yeah. Nate was just going to win this one going away. So this for Nate, this was kind of like a free race. Nobody could touch him tonight. And I knew that going in, and I knew that that John Poole was also quick. And I figured, maybe I can hang with him, but if not, I'm just going to settle. And, if I can get a podium, if I can escape this race with a podium, I'll be very happy. This track is extremely tough. It's very slippery. When I went out before the setup for the race was released, I went out there with the high downforce setup that iRacing gives you. And I ran laps, and it was fun. I felt comfortable. I'm like, okay, it can't be too far off of this. And then when the practice was put up, I went out there, and I'm sliding all over the place. Holy cow, this setup is terrible. We need more grip here. Guys are going to be sliding all over the place. But you know what? I understand why Scott does that. He wants it to be a challenge, and the cream rises to the top and all of that. But I'm just happy to survive this race, to be honest with you. I couldn't touch Nate. And I wasn't going to mess with Poole because I just really didn't have the pace. I didn't feel comfortable out there, and just sliding around. I didn't want to make a mistake, but I saw Brandon back there. He was trying to chase me down, and Chris was trying to chase me down. So I knew that I had the pace on both of them. So I was really just watching the distance between us, and if they started closing in a little bit, I'd turn a couple of fast laps and bring the gap back up, and that's pretty much how I ran the race.
Well, I kind of want to stay on the same topic as I did with John, but I kind of want to throw it a different way. You won Gateway a couple weeks ago, a flat track, and I kind of mentioned it's a flat track next week as well with Milwaukee. You got to be pretty comfortable heading into Milwaukee, I would guess, especially for that race. That's a September 11th race, a special night for everybody, of course. Not always a good way by any means, but, you got to feel pretty comfortable, I think, heading into Milwaukee that you might be able to go in there and try to get the win.
Well, I don't know. Who knows, really? I mean, Milwaukee's a tough track, and it's going to really come down to the pole sitter, and if the pole sitter can, get the lead, and he's got the start is in the pole sitter's hands, so he'll get the jump, and then I have a feeling it's going to be a typical Milwaukee race where it's going to be extremely hard to pass. There's going to be a lot of aero push for the car that's following, and if you play it right, there's no way that somebody's going to get back by you. So it all comes down to qualifying at Milwaukee, and the traffic, of course. Let's see if we can get through traffic clean. I mean, we have a shot. We've got as good a shot as anybody. But the object of the game is obviously to win, but we want to stay ahead in the points too. So we just got to play it smart. But Milwaukee's going to be a fun track. I love the oval racing. Rick Mears is my hero, and I patterned my style after him. And I'm kind of like Rick. I'm like the oval meister.
Well, I want to ask you another question. We ran the Summer Lot Series there this year, and of course you finished third in that race. I know it's a whole different car, but could you learn anything from that race to maybe carry over with these cars?
Well, it's pretty much the same deal. I mean, in a Formula Renault 3.5s, the pole sitter had an advantage. Brandon Ryan got the pole, and he just kind of ran away and just stayed out front for most of the race. And that's exactly what I was just talking about. You know, the pole sitter has an advantage because it's so difficult to pass there because, you know, there's push that's dialed into the car. I know why Scott does that. He wants to spread the field out. He doesn't want it to be a chip show. I said chip. I didn't say the other word, a chip show. I want to try to keep it clean here, but I understand why he does that. But I don't think that it's going to be very difficult to pass over there. So, you know, it really comes down to qualifying, and if you could just race smooth and hold your position.
Well, man, third place tonight. I believe you put a little bit of gap on you and Scott. So good night. Shout outs and all that. You've been in here enough times, you already know.
Let's see. Hi, Scott. How are you? Thanks for putting on the show. It's always the same thing every time. Thanks to you, Adam, in the booth. Got to thank you guys. I want to especially thank the drivers. I want everybody to know whoever was a back marker, they were awesome tonight. And to everybody who stepped aside and let the leaders, including myself, through so that we could race, I just want to say thank you because I really don't talk a lot on the radio. I know I've said that before, but I want the back markers to know, you know, those guys who are kind enough and courteous enough and race, you know, gentlemanly, try to say that 3 times fast, gentlemanly enough to let the leaders through. I really appreciate it. Every time, like wanted to key up, but that's just not me. I'm like focused on the race and I'm not like wanting to key up every time and say, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, you know. But I'm really grateful to those guys. I think they were very gentlemanly out there tonight. And you know what? They usually are, no matter where we go. And so I just want to say thanks to those guys. And thanks to everybody who raced out there clean. What else can I say? And in case you're wondering, I still do love my wife.
That's a good thing. Thank you, Rick. We'll talk to you next week, man.
God bless you, Adam. Thank you.
Buddy. Move him back down. Hopefully I'll put him in the right channel. Probably not. I'll just move him there. So since Sam Cooper Bennett's in here, making his return tonight, I might as well grab him while he's in here. Why not? Sam, you got me?
Yes.
Man, you made your return tonight, and I gotta be honest, you gotta be somewhat happy, to be completely honest. I mean, you haven't raced in 2 weeks. You come in here, I know you like road racing, but 6th place, not too bad, to be honest.
I'll tell you what, I took 2 weeks out because I needed to reset my brain and kind of press the restart button and just go again. And you saw it here tonight. I came back with a new paint scheme, new outlook on racing and everything else, and I really showed out on track tonight. I probably drove one of my cleanest races ever, and I'm just happy with the way things ended tonight.
Yeah, I think I only counted you had that one problem late in the race where you just went off track, but you came back on. And I mean, you started 7th, finished 6th. This place is tough to pass, man. You can speak a little bit about that. You know, you've broadcasted a lot of races. You've raced a lot of these races. This is a tough place to try to get around somebody and catch up to somebody.
It is. At the start of the race, I was behind my teammate Scott, and it was hard to stay with him. I mean, around Imola, you have to pick your passes. You have to pick your spots to go around, and there's only so many places you can pass, and it's just difficult to do that. And the best thing is maybe pit strategy or maybe momentum. It's very momentum based.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I know you took 2 weeks off. It's been kind of lonely not seeing you in here, so I'm glad to have you back, man. You did a great job tonight. So I know you got a broadcast coming up Friday. Anything else you got coming up? I'm trying to think.
SRA's back on Sunday. We've got
SRA's back on Sunday.
They're at Eldora.
Oh, that's going to be fun. That's going to be different.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Man, any shout-outs or any of that good stuff? You know how to do it. Heck, you've done it long enough, too.
Yeah, shout-out to everybody. We are 1 subscriber away from hitting 600 subs on YouTube. So whoever that lucky 600 is, I thank you. We are getting closer to that 1,000 mark, slowly but surely. But we're getting there. From myself and Adam, I think I speak for Adam when I say that we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for the support we've had over the past year. Thank you to my teammates Scott and Kevin who came out tonight, and obviously #racing for. Antoine. You saw that on the side of my
yes,
car.
I did.
From everybody here at Top Fuel Racing and here at ESPN, our thoughts and prayers going out to the friends and family of Antoine Hubert.
Good job tonight, man.
Thank you very much, Adam.
Thanks, buddy. Guys, look at your results. That's Sam Cabrera. It's good to hear Sam. I've always liked him. It's kind of interesting with Sam because we started broadcasting around the same time, me with Trackside and him with both at the time, maybe just a month apart, maybe. And we used to broadcast the same league. I would broadcast one night, he broadcast another. We didn't really talk, but seeing how fast my channel grew and how fast his did, it means a lot whenever you start getting them. So thank you all for subscribing. I know it means a lot to him, especially since he did start the channel and all that. So let's look at your top 10. Brought to you by FEGPC.net. I want to thank everybody again for tuning in. The race itself, it wasn't the most exciting race. Let's just be honest. But it is road racing in open wheel cars. That tends to happen, especially when they're that fast. So that's going to do it, guys. I hope everybody enjoys the new build tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. We'll hop off here and go do that. I'm going to go watch some football tomorrow night, opening season. Don't really care who wins. Don't care till Sunday. But y'all have a great night. Y'all take care. God bless as always. And we'll talk to y'all soon.